Okay, all right. First of all, real proud of our team. Playing your first game, you learn a lot about your team. I had a little adversity early, but our guys really responded like champions. Offensively, I guess we ran for 300, passed for 300. You talk about balance, and we got some rhythm. We had some explosive plays. Defensively, did a great job holding a college football team to 6 points. Is a super job with that. It gave us great information about our team too. The first game, there's always so many things that you look at and you got to improve and correct, and there'll be some things that'll definitely that we can do that. But overall, I'm just proud of our team. They played with great energy. They played extremely hard. They played together. I know we had the 3 turnovers. That was probably the only negative of the night. We got to protect the football better. But overall, I'm real proud of our team. Good quality win. The crowd was unbelievable. I was a little worried, with the weather and all that, but when they showed up, and it was really something else. It really helped us win the game. But overall, 1-0. We'll get ready for next week. Questions?
Coach Sean has probably, the 3 turnovers, like he goes off with his legs, though. How would you evaluate his performance for a first?
Yeah, of course, he's electric with his feet. Early on, they did some things, and I don't know if you see, made 2 or 3 people miss. He made some explosive runs. He got in a rhythm throwing the football. He got a little greedy at the end. On that one, I'd like him to throw it where he can catch it. Nobody can catch it. But, overall, I think he played really well. I was real proud of Timmy coming in, too, and just really played a very quality, quarterback when he was in the game, too.
Yes, you talked about all this week about you weren't sure what you're going to see out of Kent State because it was a whole new team.
Yeah.
Did you have to make, when did you have to really kind of make some adjustments to maybe kind of come back?
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of information. I don't think I've ever had going into a game where we didn't. We were looking at pregame who everybody was, what numbers, and who's who. We just really tried to focus on us. I tried to adjust. They had some really nice scheme things early off the RPO, the little slow RPO, which is unique. Have a little outside zone where they were pulling people. Their coaching staff's a really good coaching staff. Their defensive coaches, I thought, had a decent plan too.
Coach, earlier we talked about the trenches and the upgraded depth leading into the season, both offense and defense. How do you think they performed tonight?
Yeah, I think they did a good job. It was good to get that. I really don't want to call them our 2 offensive line, because there's 2 or 3 of those guys you could plug in with the 1 offensive line, and you wouldn't miss a lick. So it was really good to get all those guys a chance to play and experience. And like I said, we're learning about our stuff. There's great competition every week. There's going to be competition, and so defensive line, I thought did some good things too. And I thought at times, we got after the quarterback.
What did you like most about the play of your defense throughout the game?
Yeah, they held them to 6 points. That's probably it. It's so hard to do that in college football, and hold them to 2 field goals.
Jordan McDonald had kind of a wildcat quarterback role.
Yeah.
Bowser had last year. What do you like most about him in that particular role?
Yeah, he's a load. He's like Bowser. He's a load, and he sets his shoulder pads low. I think that'll be a role that he can grow in.
Both you and Coach Henshaw have named Xavier Johnson as a guy to watch this year. We saw him very early and often. What was your expectation for his performance?
Yeah, like I've told everybody, he was learning to play wide receiver last year. Now you can see he's a real receiver, and just he's an impact player. The reverse that we had, he cut it back, he broke tackles. He's really starting to come into his own.
But your offensive line was a big focus, just kind of getting tougher, just winning the trenches. How do you feel those guys did with 4 running backs that scored a touchdown and have 3 guys that over 8 yards of carry?
Yeah, well, your running backs right there. How about that? We got quality depth. You need any team that can put Bowman in there in the 4th quarter. I think our running backs. In our offensive line, it was good. They were doing some stunts on the backside that got us early. But I think we adjusted okay, and thought the offensive line did some really good things. And the great thing about that group is they're going to grow. We got 3 new starters. Anytime you got 3 new starters, it takes a little while to gel. We actually moved Bula Smith to left guard like a week and a half ago, and Marcellus was left guard. We moved to right tackle. So they're still kind of growing together. So there's nothing like getting out there in a game and being able to adjust and communicate.
You talked about your 18 impact transfers, and a number of them made plays tonight. Also the Jordan Mask in that interception he had.
Yeah, that's a great interception that he had. They kept trying to run the Fitch route on us off the RPO, and You know, we got some transfers, and it was good to get them on the field and, you know, play with their new team.
You guys talked about Lee Hunter a lot during the preseason.
Yeah.
The backfield quite a bit of the deep tackles, it looks like.
Yeah, he's a full-grown man, you know, and he uses his hands well, and when he didn't want to be blocked, he didn't get blocked.
We talked a little bit yesterday. You talked a little bit about the offensive line and the defensive line as well. You know, you were talking about how much depth you had. What was it nice tonight to be able to rotate some of those guys in and out as well to get some younger guys?
Yeah, there's no doubt. You know, defensive line, they had a plan to rotate guys, and like I said, we have depth, which really helps, and it keeps our guys fresh, not just for later in the game, but it keeps our guys fresh for late in the season. You know, last year we were pretty beat up, and, you know, our two defensive ends was playing so many volume of snaps, and towards the end of the year, man, they were really beat up. So I think that'll help us not just now, but it'll help us, you know, in the future down the road in the second half of the season. Then offensive line, like I said, I mean, I think we got like 8 guys that I really feel like we could put in there with the ones, and we wouldn't miss much.
Coach Alec Holler had a touchdown at the tight end spot himself, but I kind of felt like I saw him all over the field helping a lot of those big plays out there. What do you say about Alec Holler?
Yeah. I mean, Alex, a veteran guy, you know, made that play. He also made a great block on the reverse, you know, that led that right before that. So he's a veteran, savvy guy.
Coach, JRP had some big runs towards the end of the first. What do you make of the fact that he wasn't really sliding? He had a couple of hurdles. He was going to
Yeah, that one where he went about 40 yards and tried to run the guy over, I came about that close to going out there and tackling him. Okay, we're gonna get where he slides. We'll work on that probably Sunday.
Coach, just protecting the football, is that something that you can practice, or is that like a mindset? Is that decision making? What is something that you can do as far as the coaches to kind of say like, hey, eat that one, or maybe don't eat that one?
Yeah, we'll help him with that. Yeah, you're exactly right.
Guess you got a couple extra days now playing on Thursday night before you have to get ready for Boise State. How much of an advantage is that to be able to have some extra time for the guys?
Yeah, I think it's a real good advantage. You know, tomorrow our guys will come in, we'll watch the film, we'll clean the things up, give us a chance to recruit. You know, and recruit, like I said, we're doing real well, and so we'll get a chance to do that, have an extra day to prepare for Boise. I mean, they're one of the top, 25, 30 teams in the country. You got to go there on the blue turf and all that. I mean, we'll have our hands full with that one. Having a little extra time will help.
A lot of the talk in preseason is about kind of like building up to the moment, being a Big 12 team, how to kind of meet the expectations getting the season started.
You know, it was just we played well tonight. We beat a team. I think we were more talented, but we played well. We beat them handily. We'll see how it goes, you know, as the year goes on. I do think we got a talented team, but you know, we'll have to keep improving. And once we get to Big 12 and we play those games, we'll kind of see where we stand.
Like there was a lot of guys in the game tonight. Second half, you know, the offensive line, you rotated a lot. You got a lot of guys in reps.
Yeah, and that's great. And our guys deserve that. You know, we wanted to let them play too. I mean, instead of just get in there and hammer it and get 2 yards, we wanted to let them play, especially Timmy and, you know, and our running backs did good. I thought our receivers got a chance to play. Now our tight ends did too. Randy Pittman made a really good catch and he ran a guy over and almost scored.
Continuation of that, the offense lived up to what you would expect it to see coming out of camp.
Yeah, I mean, we've got, I mean, what were we, number 16 team in the country total offense last year. Most of us guys are back, so there's high expectations on offense. We just got to protect the football. But what I did like is the explosive plays. I mean, there was a lot of explosive plays. I know we had the one call back. That was a tough one, but, you know, our guys, you know, they had a lot of explosive plays, and, you know, there's high expectations on the offensive side of the football. Okay, thank you all.
Thank you.